passed by this avenue. Last night was another scary night, but I only have myself to blame. I gotta get indoors. I gotta get off these streets. Just, you know what it's like? Every time I start to lose faith or lose hope.
During a near-death experience, I realized there's a lot more to life than we previously thought. Now, I dedicate my life to waking people up to love. Love each other. Most importantly, love yourself.
You're gonna respect me.
It took dying to learn how to live. I'm TonyaTko. Welcome.
Previously on the Displacement for the Dream Diaries.
So I want to look super pretty, get back into full TonyaTko mode.
Today is the big day.
Oh, honey. Oh, honey.
Resting in acceptance, removing expectation.
A double entendre.
Double entendre, oui,
Yes,
oui.
and fish can be a double entendre.
Really? For
today.
what?
So, oh, honey, listen, if you don't know.
Are you talking about some like smell of fish or talking
No. This fish smells really good, but you know, it's still gotten the name fish.
fish?
Well, some of it smells good, some of it may not so much.
Well,
Passed by this avenue. And it made me laugh. Hi. Bye. Hello, knockouts. TonyaTko here. And the craziest thing is happening right now. I'm running late for the day. Last night was, I don't even want to talk about it because last night was another scary night, but you know, I realized that I only have myself to blame because I gotta get indoors. I gotta get off these streets.
One of the best parts, but also one of the down parts about sleeping in your car is you can be anywhere, any night, at any time. There's no particular place that you have to return to. So think about this. If let's say you go to a party and you stay out late, if you don't have to drive to wherever your house is, you can pretty much stay anywhere. You can stay near the party site, you can stay near a friend's place, you can go and stay near the beach. And so this particular night, I decided to try a new area. I like to stay in rich areas with big houses and people who walk their dogs throughout the night because there's always somebody on the street monitoring. There's always some sort of activity going on. And so people who walk their dogs, they walk their dogs quietly. On this particular night, I decided to drive around and find someplace new to stay because I wanted to be in new surroundings. At this point, I had been displaced for 35 days, which means that there were 35 nights in which I parked my car in different places, and I like to stay kind of in the same area. So I had parked my car on some of the same streets, you know, at different sides of the street at several different times during this time period. And so I was like, let me branch out a little bit because I can be anywhere. So let me go to a different area. And sometimes with finding a different area, there are different patterns and customs and movements that you may not be aware of. That particular night I had driven around looking for a nice area to stay in because I like to stay in areas where there are people who may not benefit from breaking into a car, but also have the neighborhood watch and the people who are walking around who will look for people who may be coming to the area to break into cars. So I like to stay in those rich, fancy neighborhoods. So this particular night I had driven past HAYTER Street and I drove around until I found a cul-de-sac that I wanted to stay in. I put my cover on, I went inside the car, and everything was fine until I started hearing some dragging, and this scraping across the pavement. So it was like, grrr, grrr. And I was like a little concerned. And then there were like people who were like standing outside my car, like the dragging had come near my car, and then they were out there talking. And then a flashlight started flashing around my car. The light was flashing into the car. You know, I'm putting on a good face in the video, but that night I was really terrified. Have you ever heard the term scared shitless? I was so frightened that my intestines started seizing up, and I was actually really afraid that I would have to use the bathroom. And so it took an immense amount of concentration, meditation to calm myself down, because there was a lot of activity and a lot of movement around my car and a lot of weird dragging sounds and conversations and flashlights, and it was nerve-wracking. It was frightening. I was terrified. And so I didn't get to sleep until after the sun came up, and you know it's like really hot in California during the day when the sun is up. But I was so exhausted and so tired, but I felt like in the sunlight that I had a chance. So I rested until late in the morning. What I started hearing were garbage trucks coming through. And it wasn't until I took the cover off that I realized what was going on. And it was like late in the night, people were dragging their trash containers out to the curb. So there was a lot of movement outside the car, but it wasn't until I took off the cover that I realized what these people were. And the flashlight, that must have been the person across the street. Because you know, light travels a distance. I don't know if light even becomes infracted unless it bounces off of something, but going straight, I think light can go forever. Some of you physicists tell me, but I think that the light was from someone across the street taking their garbage can out in the middle of the night, and they were using that light to kind of guide their own path. But to me, sitting there in this enclosed area with the cover on, not being able to see what was going on outside the car and hearing the talking and people coming up and this scraping across the ground, and it was a frightening night for me, and I vowed that would be my last night sleeping in the car like that. And so I vibrated my energy outward, and I attracted something to me.
I got to get indoors. I got to get off these streets. And I know I only have myself to blame for trying to, stretch a dollar so that I could be able to get a place that I want. But I have to get off these streets. But anyway, so last night was another scary night, so I didn't really get much sleep. And, I was able to, try to get some sleep after, the sun started to come up. Because, when it's dark, it's sometimes kind of scary. But what's happening right now is I feel like this, even though I'm running late, right? I'm running really late. You can see the sun is high in the sky now. So right now it is after 8. Usually I get, up and about around 6 o'clock. But I was just really tired. And so, now it's after 8, close to 9. And I feel this feeling inside my gut. It's this yearning to go work out. And so this is the first time that this has happened because, I was fighting it yesterday. But I found this new kind of stair climber elliptical machine that really makes you stress yourself, stress your body. And doing that workout really just it helps relieve and alleviate so much on the inside. So I'm craving that right now. So I'm going to go get me some workout in. And then yesterday, even though I wasn't really feeling it, I went and I kind of got caught up on that machine. My muscles are hurting this morning. They were hurting last night from it. I kind of got caught up on the machine because there was this movie playing on the TV. It was Will Smith. He played this character that was in love with Rosario Dawson. And she was she had some heart problem or something, and they were I don't know what was going on, but his brother came out and caught him. It was why are you impersonating an officer? And I saw this, or a federal agent. I saw that movie years ago, but I don't really remember all the full details or whatnot. So I was really into it, and the time just flew while I was on that machine. I didn't feel it. I was like, what's gonna happen next? And then they had this hot love scene, and he had scars on his body, and she had a scar on her chest, and then he was running in the rain, and it was just really interesting that I just wanted to see what was going to happen next. So that was actually that worked out pretty good for me, because I was able to get a longer workout than I typically get, but I had to stop. I couldn't watch the ending of it because I wanted to know what was going to happen, because I think what happens at the end of that movie is like he ends up giving her his heart, but I couldn't remember how it was that he got her heart in the first place. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't really remember. Maybe he was like a drunk driver. He killed her son and he got her son's heart. I don't know. But I was really interested in seeing, oops, the thing fell down. I was really interested in seeing where that was going, but I had to leave because I was shooting with Professor Hans von Puppet yesterday. So it was my first time putting on, like, my first time just really delving fully deep into, you know, making this happen. It was my first collaboration ever. And, you know, it felt really good to put on makeup and get my eyebrows done. And it felt good to have on the waist cincher and looking curvy and all that other stuff. It felt really good to be TonyaTko again. It felt really good to do that. But nonetheless, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Agape, which is a spiritual center out here. And I'm going to go to their message board. Someone sent me a message and was like, you know, why don't you try Agape? Because, you know, I have like this whole energy thing where I just can't go into anybody's house. So I'm going to go to Agape, to their message board, and see if there's anybody that's renting a room, you know, in Culver City, which is close to Playa Vista, so I could be able to commute and do my thing at the YouTube studios and back and forth and back and forth. And so, yeah, so I'm going to do that today because something has got to give. Honestly speaking, I feel like I'm not taking my own advice, because I always say if you chase two rabbits, you end up losing both of them. So it's like, you know, like right now I'm trying to multitask and compartmentalize and all this other stuff. However, I need to make getting indoors my top priority. This is not a game. This is not a joke. And it's real out here on these streets. And it's like stuff happens all the time that we never hear about. You know, people get hurt and all types of stuff that we never hear about because there's just so much stuff on the news that they can't report all of it. So it's like I don't want to be one of those people and then really only have myself to blame, because it's like I have the resources and yet, you know, I'm kind of holding out. But then also, you know, I'm listening to my internal guiding in terms of where it is that I should stay. I don't really know what and why I'm being guided in this way, but it's like, you know, I need to listen. I feel like I need to listen to my internal guiding. But, so yeah, so I'm going to see you guys in the next video. We haven't hugged in a while, so let me pull over so I can hug you guys. There's a bunch of cars behind me. Let me pull over up here. Let me pull over. All right. Yeah, because it's been too many videos since we've hugged. So let me take care of that now, because I need a hug too. All right, hug me. I love you guys. Yes. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, what? That's right. Love yourself, baby. So I'm going to see you guys in the next video. I'm going to go get my workout on. I'm about to get it in. I'm feeling it this morning, and I'm happy about that. I hope that this feeling of feeling it stays, because, you know, it's been a desire of mine to have the desire to get in shape and stay in shape, because I have a way to go in terms of, it's like, you know, as a woman, I am, you know, I feel like I'm looking good. I do. However, I stepped on the scale yesterday and I could stand to lose 100 pounds and still be considered in a normal body weight. I am, right now I'm about 230 pounds. Oh, you know, I need to take off my pearl necklace because I don't want to take that into the gym with me. Right now I'm about 230 pounds. And I am 5'5". I tell people I'm 5'5", but the last time I really checked, I was 5'4", but in my mind, I feel like I should be 5'5". You know, I feel like I should be 5'5". Why not? I could have grown. Couldn't I have? From college or high school, I could have grown, right? But no. I think 5'5" sounds so much better. 5'5" with brown eyes, thick thighs, and wide smiles. All right. There we go. Oh, I can't wait to get on this machine. I'm gonna rock it out. I want to do some arm stuff too. I feel like I want to just release this tension. I feel so tense.
Next time on the Displacement for the Dream Diaries.
This situation has definitely been a blessing for your girl. I don't doubt the power of the Most High. I just, you know what it's like, every time I start to lose faith or lose hope. And now we're getting up to the good part of the story where you get to find out where I am right now. Make sure that you subscribe. I'm posting videos every single day for updates on the Displacement for the Dream Diary.